My name is Mary Kenny. I live in Common Station now. I've been retired for 14 years, but before that I raised a family for 20 years. I was an at-home mother, and then I had the next 25 years in real estate, which was a very fine career at the time. Michael's my grandson. Well, fortunately, my husband was very goal-oriented, and he always wanted to provide security for his family. So we had no problem with the concept of having long-term care. And, you know, we certainly believe in insurance. It has served our family well. Michael just happens to be a real pro at long-term care, and we were very fortunate to have a pro in the family, so we didn't have to go around investigating and doing a lot of outside work. So he was able to explain things to us very clearly. We had no problem with anything, and it certainly served us well. My brother, whom I dearly loved, and his wife had only one child who was a special child, and so they were aware of the fact that they would need long-term care. They had no one in the family that would take care of them. So he was a real proponent of getting the very best policy years ago. And my brother has since died, but his wife is in long-term care now. And thank God she has it, because she is totally disabled, and long-term care has been a savior for her. My sister had long-term care too, and she had a lot of heart operations and things. And actually, she was able to, the long-term care kicked in the last few months of her life, and that worked out really well for her because it enabled her to really go in peace with good health. Well, I feel great about it. I mean, I feel, you know, it was a very wise thing that we did. I've seen how it works, and I have no problems knowing that it will work for me. I feel safe, I feel happy, and I don't want it to kick in too soon. Well, first of all, I think you have to have confidence in the person who's telling you about it. And I know my grandson Michael well enough. I've known him since before he was born. And it's like a vocation to Michael to sell long-term care. It's a service that he's giving, and I think that's why he's so successful, because he really, aside from selling long-term care, he sells people. I'm a writer. I love writing. I like writing essays, poetry. I'm big on that. I go to Bible studies frequently, and I just have a very busy, active life. I have a lot of friends, and I'm never wanting for something to do. Since I am in the twilight zone, and my daughter asked me the other day, what advice would you have to anyone who is aging? And I said, well, the only advice that I could give anyone is to just embrace your diminishments, because I have macular degeneration, which I've had, you know, for now about 15 years. And my hearing is not as good as it used to be. My knees are going, but I'm just grateful that I have very good health. My mind is strong. And just embrace whatever situation you have in life and make the best of it. A family picture taken. Now there's only a few people in that, because most of our family pictures are really large crowds, you know. We've had so many family pictures taken through the years where somebody wasn't yet born, so we had to then 5 years later add all the extras in. But anyway, we've been very blessed, Bill and I, to have a large family and a great family. I had 9 children, and it's a lot of work, but it certainly paid off. Our family motto is united we stand, divided you fall. We've always felt that the family that's united does fine. We help each other. It doesn't mean that we don't have our differences, because we do. We're all very strong characters in our family. But we're able to work it out through ordinary discourse rather than arguments. Arguments are few and far between in our family. But, and everyone has their say, believe me. Right from the start, we put the little children at the dinner table, for instance, on a birthday, and we make everybody go around the table and tell what they like about each other. And so we give a Dale Carnegie course at the kitchen table for the most part. So most of the children, when they go out into the world, are pretty well spoken because they've had a lot of experience and in a safe place, which is the family, you know. This picture is with Alexander Haig. My husband was in the printing business, and he did a lot of printing for different organizations and things, and consequently we were invited to many functions which were fundraisers for these people. And this is George Bush right here, George Bush Sr. So we have our picture taken with a lot of politicians. We're not political people. We never really got involved in ideology, but we certainly enjoyed doing our fair share in supporting candidates and finding out firsthand from them what they were all about. So my husband was a Knight of Columbus down in Washington, D.C. So we would go to Lourdes every year to take the sick people and wheel them into the grotto. And that was a great experience. We did that for 4 years in a row, and it was one of the most gratifying experiences of our lives. We've had lots and lots of weddings in the family, and they're all happy times. Weddings, christenings, engagements. We have a lot of happy times.
What were some of the things that you learned from your parents that you think that you brought forward?
Well, I think the main thing that I learned from my parents, I am of Irish and Italian descent, and both of them are very family-minded. So I think the thing that I learned is that family is the most important thing that you can have, and your whole life really should be built around family and trying to make a strong family and a good family, honestly, people. And you know, years ago with my children, I wanted to just make them have a faith, a sense of honor, and a sense of humor. A sense of humor is probably the most important quality that you can have to keep a happy family together. We laugh a lot, and that's really important. Even when things go wrong and we have, you know, the difficulties, when the replay of them is always a scream. When you tell a story at the family party next year, it sounds funny, but if only you could think of that when you're going through these difficult times, it would make life a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is Michael Fitzpatrick, and I'm here with my grandma, Mame.
Yes.
And I just wanted to say how much I love you.
Okay.
And thank you for everything that you've
Michael,
done.
I love you too.
So.
Today you're my favorite grandchild. Every day there's a different one. One day.